Hey, what's going on, Joel?
Hey, Mr. Steve, what are you doing, man?
Oh, you know, I was just wanted to come take a peek around the lot, see what you guys had in, and I saw you got this Duramax in that I've been kind of wanting. You know, that's what I want.
Oh, this bad boy?
Yeah.
Oh, heck, man. Yeah, you were looking at this like, what, about a month and a half ago?
Yeah, we were talking about it.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, we were talking about possibly maybe purchasing it about a month and a half ago, but, you know, I can't get you this one because this one's already sold, but, I mean, instead of a diesel, can you do a gas?
Is it a 2500 at least?
Yeah, man, I got you. It's 2500.
All right, that's what you got.
Man. I got this bad boy right over here. It's a 2500. It's a gas, but I mean, it'll do what you wanted to do. But you know what? Now that I think about it, this even sold before the VIN number got made. Never mind, man. Are you good with black?
Black would work, yeah.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Well, I got you here. It's another 2500. It's another gasser, but you know what, man? Never mind. This one even sold before I even thought about it. So, heck, man, we should have done this a long time ago. But if you're looking for a truck, we need to make a decision today before it even gets here. So, let's go talk about it. What's happening, guys? It's your boy, the Chevy Nerd, coming back to you through the power of the internet. By the way, that situation that you just saw is happening more frequently than ever before. So with everything going on right now, I'm not sure if you haven't seen the news or where you've been living, there's a huge inventory shortage when it comes to almost everything out there. Shipping crisis, there's a big issue when it comes to, you know, just getting things delivered is a huge problem right now. Transport companies aren't wanting to do, you know, a lot of the bigger trips because they're short-handed on people. So if they send somebody out there, you know, for a longer trip, they're not going to have anybody to come back to take care of the other people nearby. I mean, it's a huge cluster, but it's really affecting a lot of the things that happen in the market when it comes to new and used cars. So right now, because there are no new cars available, the plant for the Chevy Malibu is closed. The plant for the Spark is closed. So a lot of the economical cars are just not available. It's a lot of crazy stuff. But then you're also seeing things such as our trucks. And a lot of the workforce out here is needing trucks. So there's a huge issue when it comes to being able to find a truck for businesses right now. Huge problem. So to kind of get a scope of the things of how at least this dealership looks, I'm going to show you around. It's a little wild, it's a little scary, it's a little uncomfortable for me and some of the other sales guys here, but we're making it work. So right now, if you want to find a vehicle, test drive it, smell it, touch it, whatever you want to do, probably not going to happen. Biggest thing, if you want to guarantee yourself a truck, is definitely coming in, working with the specialist here at the dealership, building your truck on your own with them, and customizing it the way you want it. Or also work with some of the inventory that the dealerships have already ordered. So essentially, like you saw in that little clip that I did there with my buddy, a lot of the vehicles that are coming in are either order units or they're units that we had for inventory, but it just happens to meet the needs of that client. So they're buying them before they even get here. So I want to make a quick little kind of scan through the dealership. You're going to see some of my coworkers slacking off a little bit, but what I'm about to show you is essentially what our inventory is here at the moment. Man, it's a little scary. So if you're a little frightful, you might want to watch out for this one. But here we go. Let's take a look. So we're seeing a total of 3 trucks up front. One more here on our little pedestal area there. We're also seeing that sucker right there. That thing in the middle there is actually a used car. It is not new. And then we're seeing over here another used truck there, which is our Colorado. So brand new cars, I have a total of that Buick Encore GX, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yes, as you can tell, the ones we were joking about, those are actually sold as well. So we have zip, nada, zilch. So this is creating the issue that you guys are seeing of not finding cars whatsoever at the dealerships. So if you're looking for something, you gotta act ASAP. Now, what's another thing that this type of environment is doing is that it's increasing the value of vehicles, okay? Right now, because let's be honest, it is a supply and demand situation here. There's a huge demand for trucks, so prices of vehicles, both new and pre-owned, have risen. A portion of it is natural inflation, and the other portion of it is dealerships need to make things work. So to keep the lights on and to keep everything kind of working, it's up to the owner's decision at that point to, you know, handle business how it needs to be handled. But prices of new cars have risen as well, especially at our store. There's a couple of price adjustments when it comes to pickup trucks and SUVs, so talk to the specialist when it comes to a couple of those things. Now, a couple pluses there. A couple of the pluses for you is that right now, if you do have an extra vehicle, or you have, you know, an additional vehicle that you just want to get rid of, you need to get out of debt, whatever the situation is, it is a prime time to go ahead and update some of those, or not update, I apologize, bring them in and sell those vehicles. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a little different, but it's definitely something that needs to be brought up and we need to talk about it. So when it comes to the market the way it is, you gotta act now. If you're looking for something, if it's a necessity, if it's a need, definitely do it. I can understand for a lot of consumers wanting to wait. One thing I did start thinking about when it comes to this situation is what's going to happen when we move forward, what's to come, and a couple things I'm thinking of based on everything that we see going on in our daily lives. We're seeing prices kind of rise on things on the grocery shelves. We're seeing things rise up, you know, when it comes to the gas pump. We're seeing things go up everywhere on certain things. One of the biggest things too that you're seeing is a second party market for a lot of proprietary things like even video game systems, when it comes to phones, when it comes to electronics, other things like that, where people are actually selling the product at a higher amount than what it's actually, you know, regularly market suggested priced at. So it's definitely one of those things where supply and demand creates this type of situation. Now, going forth, what's going to happen? Well, here's kind of my guess with just inflation hitting in and kind of affecting every American family as it is now. Things are just naturally going to go up. But I think that it is going to get to the point where prices of vehicles, I actually saw it stated not too long ago on the news, and then again you have to rely on those sources, but they're saying that there is an average about a 15% increase in cost of vehicles. So I've definitely seen that just in general with the transition of, like for example, the older body style Tahoe to the new body style Tahoe in 2021. The price for something that would be on a Premier level, we had one of our top Premier models right around $79,000 last year. Now we have the top of the line model when it comes to Tahoe sitting right around the mid 80s. That's a huge increase. So it's almost $5,000 of an increase. Now that was just a natural, you know, upcharge from the company because there's more technology, there's more gadgets, more gizmos, all that stuff. So that's just normal. But now we're going to see the inflation of increase in prices of materials, all that kind of stuff. So that is definitely one of those things to start seeing in the market, that you're going to have a little bit more cost to cars now. That being said, there is this idea that there is a pre-owned vehicle bubble that should burst at some point, and I don't know. I have no clue. So when inventory and things start coming back, will I think there be a shift in valuations for pre-owned cars? I think there will be, but not as drastic as it was going up. I think it's not going to fall down as quickly, and portion of that is because once again, we're talking about inflation settling in with new car prices, which at some point there's going to be an offset with rebates and things like that. I can see that coming already. But what is that going to do to the used car market? Now that a Tahoe is worth $90,000 to $95,000, are some of the old body style Tahoes going to be one, harder to get as well, or they're just going to retain more value because people want to get into those. So those are a couple things to keep in mind. I don't have any specific stats on this, but this is just kind of a gut feeling that I have. Is at first we started with the shortages. We saw that huge spike in car values, an average of almost $5,000 to $7,000 per unit in increase, which is kind of crazy. You never hear about this in the car market. There's been certain situations here at this dealership where I've sold a vehicle that I've given that person a year later the exact same amount of what they paid for that car, and they put 10,000 miles. So they drove that vehicle for free, which is crazy. We've never seen that in the market. You usually lose about 20%, on average 20% of the value of the vehicle gets lost as soon as you drive off the lot, because you based on your loan to your loan to what it's worth, it's usually roughly around 20%, because depending on the state you're in, you're going to be paying your taxes within your finance or whatever the situation is. But that's another video talking about financials that we should probably do. But yeah, keep that in mind. Hopefully this video has been helpful. If you've made it this far, obviously leave me a like, subscribe to the channel for sure, share it with your friends. I'm going to be talking about a couple other options when it comes to, a couple other videos when it comes to talking about things like financing, when it comes to talk about when and when not to trade, and a couple other tips when it comes to building credit as well. So we're going to cover a couple of those topics, so hopefully you guys find those fun. But we're going to keep talking about more products and more things to come out. I'm super excited about the refresh model of the 2022 Silverados, and as well as the refresh when it comes to Equinox and Traverse. So we'll be talking about those, and I can't wait to see what the future is when it comes to EVs. I'm not a big proponent of everything has to go EV. I think it's an additional tool to have. So a gas engine still has its place in the world, but the EVs are definitely the next step going. And I think General Motors has a really cool plan on moving forward with EVs. And I think just at this point, it's just being educated about it. But we'll be talking more about those as well. All right, guys, stay tuned for the next episode of The Chevy Nerd. Peace.